I think it's very important when you have the best players in the world together, you got to compete and you got to play hard and you got to show the fans how good they really are.
Picture this. It's an ordinary afternoon in Indianapolis. Reporters are prepping the same old questions, fans are scrolling for injury updates, and the Indiana Fever, thanks to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise, are quietly riding the wave of women's basketball's biggest popularity boom. Suddenly, the news hits like a thunderclap. Not one, but two history-making headlines rip across every phone, every ticker, every social feed. Stephanie White fired. Larry Bird. Yes, that Larry Bird. Hired as Fever head coach. Social media detonation. Journalists scrambling for confirmation. Fever fans frozen in disbelief, staring at screens in packed Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Mouth open, phones out, texting. Is this real? Let's break it down, then turn up the heat. No one saw it coming. Not the beat reporters with their supposed insider scoops. Not the Fever loyalists who'd packed stadiums for Caitlin all season. Not even the WNBA officials who started fielding calls before the press release was out. This was a blindside uppercut to women's basketball, and a move so audacious, so unpredictable, it made mainstream news across America. This wasn't a gentle transition, or a thanks for your service moment. It wasn't a polite handoff, a slow build, or a backroom rumor leaked in whispers over the prior week. This was a dynamite shakeup, dropped without warning, with surgical boldness, and the effect on the arena was immediate. Silence. Then a wave of shock, disbelief, and eventual wild, viral speculation. Stephanie White was never a nobody. She led the Fever with steady veteran hands, weathered chaos, and brought respect back to a franchise addicted to losing seasons. But behind the box scores and the polish, cracks spread. The locker room pulsed with tension, and on-court magic with Caitlin Clark turned to friction. Clark, the most electrifying rookie the league's ever seen, the reason ticket sales went up 400%, wanted speed, creativity, freedom. White answered with control, caution, and micromanagement. Fans saw Clark benched after bad risks. Analysts cited wasted potential. Is the system too rigid for this generation's superstar? Clark herself hinted at feeling restricted, publicly admitting she craved more momentum, more instinct, more basketball. White, meanwhile, doubled down. The more Clark shined, the more cautious play crept into every timeout strategy. The result? Weeks of mounting frustration, a string of hesitant games, and a franchise with groundbreaking talent stuck in neutral. The move was inevitable. It just needed a fuse, and White's ouster was the boom the WNBA never thought it would actually hear. In White's place, Larry Bird. Not just any ex-coach, not just any local legend. Bird is Indiana, basketball royalty, championship DNA made flesh, the face that once turned cornfields to a national stage. He spent his life turning the ordinary into the impossible. French Lick phenom, Celtics icon, 3-time MVP, 3-time NBA champ, Pacers coach turned savior. For decades, Bird wasn't just playing the game, he was the game. And now, after a lifetime in the men's basketball penthouse, Larry Bird steps into the WNBA. This isn't about X's and O's or minor wins. This is an earthquake, a cultural rebrand, a lifetime's worth of credibility injected directly into the heart of the Fever. When Bird's name entered the news cycle, the internet broke in two. NBA legends, Hollywood celebrities, and fans across the generations weighed in. Bird coaching Caitlin is like putting Pat Riley with rookie LeBron, except with even more at stake. Sponsorship emails flooded the Fever inbox. National TV producers started clearing schedules for Indiana games, the kind of spotlight the league's only dreamed of. Here's what makes this nuclear move impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark, the most electric rookie since Diana Taurasi, selling out arenas, trending every highlight, a phenom who doesn't want to play it safe. Larry Bird, an icon who only knows all in, who made the Pacers feared and the Celtics legendary. The ultimate competitor, now in Caitlin's huddle, plotting comebacks, designing wild plays, and infusing every practice with Hall of Fame voltage. On the court, it's not just a coaching change. Every session is now a masterclass. Bird's brain and championship aura combine with Clark's uncontainable firepower and viral draw. Off the court, Corporate sponsors who adore Clark now see stability and star power like never before. Ticket sales? Already spiking before opening night. Scalpers are licking their lips. For young girls, and honestly, old school hoop heads too, it's like watching Jordan mentor Caitlin. Bird's arrival sends one crystal clear message. The Indiana Fever are done playing small. Every game, every passing cut, every clutch three, history in motion. But wait, every revolution brings risk. Not everyone is convinced this is brilliance. With Bird comes the old school philosophy, discipline, structure, relentless demand for excellence. Clark, meanwhile, is all improvisation, audacity, and instinct. Critics are warning that this dream pairing could be oil and water, either the future or a flashpoint. Will Bird's need for structure box in Clark's improvisation? Will Caitlin's hunger to push boundaries clash with Bird's old school grit? The media's already pouncing. Is this a dynasty in the making, or a meltdown waiting to happen? Meanwhile, other teams in the WNBA are frantically brainstorming. How do we respond? Star players with control? Hall of Fame mentors from the men's game? Is this the beginning of a whole new era? Whatever way it unfolds, the Fever have forced the entire league and America to pay attention. Season ticket sales spike. National brands cut huge checks. Every Fever practice becomes fodder for debate on every channel from ESPN to TikTok. Little girls, and now little boys too, are going to bed picturing themselves in blue and red, coached by Larry Bird, high-fiving Caitlin Clark. The stands have gone from half-empty to scalper-fueled mania. Gamebridge Fieldhouse is the hottest house in women's sports. NBA-bred tactics will spread to every matchup. Social feeds have nowhere near enough bandwidth for the memes, the speculation, the Bird-Clark gifs that break the internet every weekend. And it's not just fans who are hooked. Rival teams see sponsorship dollars rolling in and ask, do we lock up our own legends before Indiana takes over everything? The league office toys with blockbuster TV deals it never dreamed of. This isn't just a franchise reset, it's a palm movement, blurring the lines between men's and women's basketball and dragging an entire sport into the 21st century. But let's not sugarcoat one hard fact. The real power shift here is Caitlin Clark. It was her tension with White that set the fuse. It's her more, faster now mentality that made management dare to dethrone a respected coach. As soon as Bird's name hit the press, every analysis came back to Clark. In interviews, podcasts, and viral clips, Clark admitted the frustration of being benched, of having her instincts chained, and fans and analysts alike sided with her. They recognized the moment. This wasn't just a rookie. This was a new face leading a revolution, one game, one highlight at a time. Now, every front office strategy, every practice plan, every sponsorship pitch or marketing campaign bends toward maximizing Clark and harnessing Bird's legend. This is Caitlin Clark's Fever. Bird is there to unleash her, not hold her back. If it works, Indiana becomes the WNBA model for mixing new school stardom with old school knowledge. If it fails, expect more revolutions, because Clark and her fans refuse to go back to safe, cautious, boring basketball. If this pairing ignites, Indiana will become the WNBA's Golden State Warriors. Appointment TV, a championship favorite, and a magnet for free agents and corporate dollars. Every win will be dissected, every Bird-Clark courtside whisper turned into legend. If it combusts, the pressure will be hotter than Bird's triple-double nights. Clark will face doubters and trolls for the first time. Critics will say, Indiana could have had it all and lost it. The world will watch, but not everyone will cheer. Final word. History is written by the bold. In just hours, Indiana's basketball universe went from status quo to viral revolution. A legend now crafts plays for an upstart superstar. Clark is empowered. Bird is reborn. Women's basketball has its biggest media spotlight ever. Whether this union carves out a dynasty, goes down in flames, or sparks a league-wide arms race, it will be remembered. This is not just a coaching change. This is the living, breathing crossroads of legacy and future. Bird and Clark aren't just trying to win. They're trying to change what's possible in women's hoops. So what do you think? Did Indiana just create the most electric duo in basketball? Or is this a gamble too spicy to survive? Will Clark become the face of a new dynasty, fueled by the wisdom of a legend? Or will the bird revolution crash under pressure and sky-high expectations? Either way, the Indiana Fever have changed the game forever. History, spectacle, and real drama just found their new home court, and the world is watching.